Hey everybody. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Grace, and I used to do videos on the Watts case a long time ago, at the very beginning, and now I'm a full-time TikTok content creator. But I haven't been able to let this case go. And those cases that you just can't let go, and you try your best, and you're deep diving into other cases and stuff like that. And just because I don't come on here all the time and post content on like what I think about this case or any other case, is because I like figuring it out on my own, or figuring it out for the most part on my own, before coming on here and speaking with you guys. So, okay. This has been a 7-year long journey. And I want to get the big thing out of the way, what I want to talk about. So, remember when Chris said that NK was making him these drinks every night? They were like a brownish green substance, and it was apparently tea. Okay. So I was thinking, because you got to put two and two together. I mean, she's practicing either magic or witchcraft or both. You have Chris saying, like, I can't tell you what went on in that apartment, but dark things happen. Like, bad things happen there. And so I just, for shits and giggles, I looked up what, because at first I was looking it up wrong. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna search what potions are a brownish green substance. And 99% of them were good, except for one. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it says. So it is called Philter of Darkness, a potion that appears as a muddy, dark liquid, could represent an elixir designed to steal the drinker's light, or make them one with the shadows. This would be used by those practicing dark magic or attempting to disguise themselves. Does that sound familiar? I think it does. It says it right there in black and white. It steals the light from people. And everybody said that even though he was going through the motions, there was something off for weeks. And they noticed that. Right there. Like, I am not lying. I'm not bullshitting you guys. I think he was telling us stuff without telling us stuff. Because if you listen carefully to when he's in the interrogation room with his dad, uh, there's two things that stick out. One is when he said she wasn't supposed to be there. Well, that stuck out because everybody who lived in that house was supposed to be there that night, including Chris, Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. So who could he have possibly been talking about? NK. Because, I'm sorry, but her phone accurately pinged at the Watts house. Like, right, like, near the Watts house, or right in the vicinity, 3 times. July 4th, July 14th, and August 13th. Now, and what I also find incredibly odd is if I had nothing to do with a crime, I was dating a guy who murdered his family, and I had nothing to do with it, yes, you can have my phone. You can have my computer. You can have my tracking location of my vehicle. You can have whatever you want. You can talk to Jim. You can do whatever you want. No. Mind you, Jim was her alibi, which is a sucky alibi at best. Because she tried to say she was at work. Well, logs showed that she logged in at 2 p.m. Left at her normal time, but she didn't clock in until 2 p.m. And no, that's not a coincidence in my book because she was in that house and the cops were there. When they were doing the welfare check, NK was in that house. I guarantee it. Because that police officer is knocking on doors and windows. You do not hear that dog at all. Like, you don't hear it, period. A dog like that, trust me, like, I have a teacup chihuahua. A dog like Shanann and Chris's would have barked if somebody would have passed by the house. And everybody said that. Like, you couldn't even pass by the house without that dog barking. So why do we not hear that dog barking? And another thing, why do people keep saying, this pisses me off. Why do people keep saying that they were killed in that house? Or that there were dead bodies in his truck? Cadaver dogs. Confirmed there were no dead bodies that were in the house or in his vehicle. So you can scratch that. So the only other option is they were taken out alive. And I believe Chris was supposed to be the distraction. I think it was premeditated, but I think it was premeditated on NK's part, not on Chris's. And I'm going to tell you why. Look, I'm not saying he's innocent by any means. I'm not. But just listen, okay? All right. So, and we all know she can't remember this 2-hour phone call that she had with Chris the night of the murders. Okay, but the reason I don't think he knew about it, or maybe NK gave him a deadline and was calling him, was like, are you gonna do it? Maybe he was like, I can't, like, I can't do this to her. Like, I don't know, maybe he had a conscience. Okay, well, she's bipolar, that sets her off. So she flies over there because she's had bad enough of this woman. Like, she's screwing up NK's plans. Like, for some reason, she targeted that family and she wanted a married man. And no, it's not the first time she's had a married man. And yes, it has been showed through court records that she stabbed her ex husband. She has a violent streak, but she has evaded the law all this time. Why? Why has she gotten out of every single thing that she's done wrong? She has never been held accountable for anything. And then, like, my guess is she had this whole thing planned out in her head. Maybe she told Chris about it. Maybe she didn't. We don't know. We are all speculating that he knew the entire time what was going to happen. Well, I don't think he did, because he literally said she wasn't supposed to be there. I'm sorry, but he's telling his dad this, not the detectives, his dad. And then he says, "Why did she have to hit him?" I come on. And not only that, but since when can you be involved with a man who murders their family? And you're texting back and forth, and there's red flags going all over the place. And when have you ever heard of these people being protected automatically? Okay, yeah, she had a nice body. Yeah, so does, I don't know, Jennifer Aniston. I don't know. I couldn't think of someone, but like, I'm sorry, but you watch the CCTV. I there is a delay. There's a 10-second delay. That is what you guys aren't realizing. There is a 10-second delay once it's triggered. So it wasn't going to show Chris going to the truck. So the person you saw walking out was not Chris. Chris was already in the truck. The lights were on. You could see it. It was NK. And not only that, but the fact that Shanann and those girls were killed two different ways. And why I think this was all NK. Shanann was strangled. That's very personal. It's very you gotta have a lot of rage and be pretty damn heartless to look into somebody's eyes and watch them take their last breath. And mind you, NK hated Shanann. Absolutely fucking hated her. She told her, and that was another thing, she told her she wanted to give him his first son. Okay, they had announced that they were having a boy. Well, she did. And then NK says, "I wanted to be the one to give you your first son." And then all of a sudden, Oxy comes into the picture and she's being like slipped Oxy to try to abort the baby. it didn't work. It just made Shanann really sick. But, like, are you really that insecure? Like, honestly, oh my gosh. Like, I can't with her. Like, I am telling you, she did this. I'm not saying that Chris wasn't there, but I don't think he killed anybody. I think he was damage control, and I think he was supposed to be a distraction. I mean, because if you look at CCTV, he just keeps going around his truck back and forth. Yeah, he's putting things in, he's taking things out. It's a distraction. First of all, he doesn't want you to see the right car. That's Jim's car pulling away, which you already see before he backs in. So right there, he's already freaking fucked. Then you see NK walking. Well, first you see NK walking out. You see the right car, and then all these things. Now everybody thinks that because one of the girls ran up to him, that the girls were in the truck. I don't think so. I think that it was she ran to her dad because she was scared. I think maybe she did wake up. I think this was Bella. I think she did wake up. She went searching for her dad, found him outside, and he probably picked her up. Like he normally did to comfort her, I guess. I don't think he put her in the truck though. He did a lot of bending and stuff like that. Who's to say he didn't like have her walk back into the garage or into the house? We don't know. Okay? We have no freaking idea. And the smothering, okay, the second choice in murdering, smothering of the children. That, yeah, I don't think NK couldn't stand the fact that she was killing children. She couldn't look at their faces. So she put pillows over them and smothered them. And Bella fought for her life. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot. I wish I could say this case was just black and white, but there's so much gray area. Like the same with the Idaho 4 case. There's so much gray area. I mean, that case is, oh my God, that case is a clusterfuck. Like, oof. Like, I'd rather stay on Watts Island. I think that's easier for me. Because trust me, I think I got it on the Idaho 4 case, but I don't know. Things keep changing, so I don't know. Now I keep second guessing myself. But the Watts case, I've had this gut feeling for 7 years that NK was involved, or did the killings herself. A lot of other content creators have said the same thing, or should I say YouTubers?